Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to talk about Chris's compact collection, and what I want to do, I want to first talk about Chris's collection, and then I've got two new unboxings. Not exactly unboxing, me talk about them. Okay, so let's start off with Chris's collection. First off is the Zenith El Primero 38. Beautiful watch in front and back. Great watch. This is one I like a lot. For a chronograph, you got a lot of stuff going on. 38. This is a 40. This is, man, maybe it's a 42. I'm not sure which. Anyway, this is a neat size. I have my FP Joint Resonance is a 38. I like that size. It gives you a lot of flexibility. Okay, Chris's next watch is an Omega Seamaster Professional. And this is one of my really favorite Omegas, is the Seamaster. I love really like the Seamaster. Now they have, I think we saw, if any of you saw yesterday's video about the middle range, this was one of them, and they had a lot of different Seamasters, and this one's got the coaxial escapement, which I think is a nice thing for anybody's collection, and including mine. I got to get on the ball and get a hold of a watch with a coaxial escapement and a glass in the back that I can see it with. All right, moving right along. Next one is a Casio G-Shock. If people talk about, well, you got to have at least one Rolex, you got to have a Man in the Moon, you got to have one Holy Trinity in your collection, all these things. I think you got to have a G-Shock. Those are something. Man, if you got a G-Shock, you're set for anything. And Chris has got a G-Shock. All right. The next one in the collection is Sen 104. And Sen 104s have a Sellita 220-1. And the Sellita is really, some people say, well, it's just sort of they copied everything from ETA. Wasn't so much that they copied everything from ETA. ETA contracted them to handle some of their overflow and had all of these very high standards for Sellita to meet. And so Sellitas initially got off some very high standards in their production. And Sen, we talked about Sen pilot watches, and I think it was Sen and the Sen dialed Hoyers that they had. Wild story behind Sen watches. Anyway, this is a sort of a good standard kind of pilot watches. It's got the day date on it. Nice selection, I think. All right. Now, the last one in Chris's compact collection is the Seiko Diver Orange Monster SKX 78 1K, 200 meters. Man, do I like this. I have a real thing for the Doxa diver with the orange dial on it. And I saw this, I thought, boy, this is really a cool one. I like this one too, and it's got most of these, not all of them, but a lot of they have a solid case back on this Seiko, and I think their divers do, out of a general idea that divers should have solid case backs. I know Rolex has a solid case back on all of theirs because there's the Oyster case that they have. They're waterproof. So anyway, so this is those are the 5 watches in the collection, and in terms of where do you go next, I can see a number of different directions. One direction is to add a Rolex to this mix, and there are a lot of different ones. Of course, the Prince is the one I like, but nobody else does, so I won't say anything about it. But one I've been warming up to is the Air King. And that's one that you might want to consider. I think it would fit in well with this collection. On the other hand, too, I know that Chris is then thinking about upping the game a little and going to the next level, and the Jaja Lecoutre as an entry level, sort of to the higher horology, I think is a great choice. And so those, I think, and also too, Parmigianis, you can still find some great deals. Now, these are really, really excellent watches that you can get. They're way undervalued. So that's another one that you might want to consider, and they're cool watches. I think you'd like them. Before we go on to the unboxing or the unboxing, I wanted to mention one thing. The other day when we talked about we were talking about all the different kinds of Rolex watches. I was talking about the Yachtmaster and the Submariner date and the Submariner, and I didn't have their picture up there. So anyway, there's the picture. Okay, well, now for my unboxing. The reason I haven't had an official unboxing, I'll show you in a second. First of all, I finally got my regulator. A regulator has been something I've been fascinated by. And this one has, let me see, I don't know if you can see a little closer there. You can see instead of having the regular spring bars, they have the screw-ons, this screw-down lugs. And these are usually only found in your really expensive watches. My Christian Vanderklaw and my Lang & Heim both have those. And when I saw this, I thought, man, that's really amazing. But I gotta tell you, they're a pain in the neck to get out, but they sure look cool. Now this one has a Seagull ST 1711 movement. It's an automatic. The name of it is the Regulator R01. And one of the things they talked about was a domed sapphire, and I looked at it. And I see if you can maybe if I put it up against my shirt, you can see it does. It's got a domed sapphire. And then in the back, you can see it better there. You can see the movement. The Seagull ST 1711. Now I got the sort of cheap knockoff of a Regulator movement of the ST 1711, and I'm working on that. So, but I've wanted one of these for a long time. Now this one, they're expensive though. This one was $200 for this, but I love it. When I say expensive compared to the ones I make myself. Anyway, so this is finally how that thing runs at 3 hertz, which I just love, 21,600 vibrations per hour. And so I'm a happy camper. I have a regulator, but this is why I didn't have an unboxing. The case is this, and on it says microwave safe. So their cases are like Tupperware. But man, I tell you, they're very good cases. I can put that one in a microwave though. If I try that with the case that this came in, I'd have to call the fire department. All right, now this next watch was one I've been looking for a long time, and it's part of my collection of Jacquet 736s. Now the Jacquet 736 was one of those movements that's still a mystery. I have not found what Bosch was used to make this, or whether I think it's Jean-Pierre Jacquet when he designed it, and it's a shape movement. Well, I found one. I have one in my collection, and now this is the second one for my collection of 736s. The first one was in a Maurice Lacroix, in a Maurice Lacroix masterpiece. Great movement. And so this guy, this is a more, this one came in a can. I'll tell you about that in a second. But this is my, and it turns out it's hard to find. I was talking to somebody else who was looking for them too and couldn't find them. I just got lucky and found one. And it wasn't even a matter of making an offer. It was a good price. So I said, I'll just send it to me. I was very excited to find it in the first place. This one is made out of solid gold. It's a Dunhill, Alfred Dunhill. 8041 is the name of the number on it, and it's 24 by 40, and you can tell, next to what I call the general size watches, it's pretty small. My wife noticed that, and guess what? It's going to go in her case. Wearing it. Wearing this was such a surprise. It was a real delight. I mean, it was designed as a men's watch. You can tell the time. The faceted glass, you can see it sort of when you move it around. They have these three facets over the dial, and it makes the hands look like lightning bolts and sort of strange looking designs. So this will go into my collection. I want to get and you can see there's the shape movement that's in it, and it was very well priced. Let me put it that way. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So anyway, so those are my two new additions, and I'm wearing today my Vacheron Constantin Easter Weeks 1921, just in case anyone asks. Okay, I'd love to hear your suggestions for Chris's collection, any ideas that you might have. The 31st of August is coming up, and that's the last day you can make an entry in the Grand Prix picks, where you pick the winners of the Grand Prix. There's the Grand Prix picks page on Facebook. Go there, pop in. It's a good chance to win a free watch, and we've got some nice ones. They've been collecting watches that they sent me to review. So anyway, okay, well, till next Friday, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Outside, and as always, this is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like.